Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with an exciting video on the overview of the War Scourge, which is now officially live. As you guys can see, it's going to be running for the next 4 days and 20 hours. So in today's video, we're going to be breaking down some of the best ways to maximize some points, especially if you guys are confused about, how to unlock actually Red Hulk. If this is your first time or your second go around, how are we going to maximize those shard fragments? Also important to note, guys, for those of you in the mid to end game looking forward in the future here, they did officially update this for the saga. So we are going to be seeing the Red Hulk saga coming shortly afterwards, the second Scourge ending. So you can see 4 days and also 20 hours. So that said, guys, let me make it clear, this video is not going to be showing you a guide in terms of, each node playthrough. I've already made videos previously before. I actually got a full run through of difficulty 6 and difficulty 7. So I'm going to put those two in the link in the description below. But as well, I've also had previous guides and tips made on difficulty 8, hitting about 2 million plus in points. So if you guys wanted to maximize your points overall, I do have that video made as well with nodes 5 and nodes 10 tips and tricks. So that's just how you guys can push ultimately to a higher Scourge level if you guys need that for ultimately getting more shards of Red Hulk. That said, how do we actually go about in unlocking Red Hulk immediately? Guys, if you go into the Scourge event here, and you can see I haven't entered yet because I did want to show you how the system really works. So essentially, the Scourges are basically a number of difficulties and modify the actual gameplay and combat experience. You can see I've selected a few that I'm going to go through because these are the ones that, in my honest opinion, I think they're going to be able to allow for maximum bang for buck in terms of increasing your overall run score. That said, if you go to rewards here, how do we actually unlock Red Hulk? Well, scrolling down here to the milestones, and I believe it's around that 500k mark. Milestone 17, hitting 500,000 points, it is going to allow you the immediate unlock of Red Hulk. That said, if you guys are not able to get here, and just even hitting milestone 14 or 15 is going to get you close to that 60 shard mark. And then what's going to happen is, following the event, you're going to get a bare minimum here of 40 shards. So either way, that's the range you want to be aiming for if you want to unlock him for the first time ever in this event. So milestone, anywhere from milestone 14 to 17 is what you want to be gunning for. And remember, guys, we do have that extra shard payout after the fact, so that's important to huge. And how much of a team power is needed then? Generally, it's like a 1-to-1 ratio. So a 500k, a 450 to 500k team can generally get you to this milestone 17. More specifically, the slotted teams that are required for nodes 5 and nodes 10. So that would be Heroes as Guardians, Wave 1 Avengers, and as well as Ravagers. Those are the benchmark and likely the bottleneck for most players pushing through. I will say, though, that in my node playthrough and guides, the skill nodes were actually the hardest section of the Scourge. So just keep that in mind, guys. That's definitely an area where I would focus, especially capitalizing key characters like the Secret Avengers, Captain Sam, especially Kestrel and Shang-Chi. But again, it's in my video playthrough if you guys just need to see the attack order and so forth with those characters. That said, how do we maximize the run score here? Well, this is a really good setting I have right now, guys. 117 points. And as you can see, if you ran this at difficulty 5 and able to get through it, you would be able to immediately unlock Red Hulk. So I wanted to go through and show you guys which Scourges I do recommend because I believe they're the best bang for buck in terms of what they can provide. And you can see here, if you want to push it higher with these difficulty Scourges, even if you want to go to, like, let's say difficulty 8 with these 117 Scourge points, you can still end up with a 1.6, 1.7 million mark. So I mean, feel free to adjust accordingly, but if you guys are newer to the game and wanting to unlock for the first time and have relatively around a 400k team for these Scourge running, then definitely I would recommend difficulty 5 with the select Scourges that I'm about to go through. So that's how I would actually maximize and go about it, guys, if you want to unlock them right away. Again, you have to give it a shot first and see how it feels, and then obviously you can always add or minus and do the best you can. But again, if you want to unlock him right away, it would be 500k, and if you want to unlock him following the event, aim for that 425k mark, and then you'll be awarded the 40 shards following the conclusion of the event. That said, let's start with some of the better high Scourges that add a lot of points, because you can see here, for instance, 30 points down here with stay down can significantly increase or decrease your run score. So if I uncheck this, it drops to 485. So you can see how each of these additions are going to make a very notable impact depending on what you add here. So stay down is a really good one, guys. On a player's character turn, remove the revive once from that character. So there's not really a lot of characters that this impacts, especially if you're newer in mid-game. More specifically, it targets Dormammu's capabilities because he provides everyone with a revive. So for that reason, it's not going to impact your gameplay whatsoever, which is a high recommend. Check this off. Regardless of which difficulty you're doing, make sure you slot this in because it's just a free 30 points that we can add to the expected run score. Another big one here, as I'm scrolling up here, is Fight or Flight. So with this one, when an enemy's character below drops 40%, apply speed up to them. Generally, they're already in the position where they're weakened, and if you're, controlling and wave managing, this one should be a small benefit to the enemy, hopefully. So I see it as really good value because you would be in an already advantageous position to take down the enemy. For that reason, I see it as a huge value add to be added to the expected run here. Butterfly effect is a really interesting one because this one actually impacts both our side and as well as enemies. When a fortifier character uses an ultimate ability, spread positive buffs on that character to adjacent ally characters. So I actually utilized this in one of my videos for the difficulty 8 on Yondu, and it actually helped my team a great deal. So that's why I said it can actually benefit yourself as well if you want to utilize some ISO 8 fortifier. For that reason, it can benefit us, it can benefit the enemy. It's a good 20 points that's going to be a value add, especially if you purposely build a fortified character into your team synergy. Power Fatigue one is another good one because player character costing 1 additional energy for the ultimate abilities. Generally, your ultimates already cost quite a big deal. For a hefty 17 points, this is a really good value add, especially 500k points going through it is not too bad. Waiting an additional turn for the ultimate is really not a deal breaker, especially when we get unlimited retries to back out and try again based on RNG. This is a huge addition, so I highly would recommend it. Special abilities are more important in terms of them being frequently used, so that's why the focus should be on the ultimate. We got another one here that's called Weakened, adding 15 points. This one reduces the character healing by 20%. Honestly speaking, going through these nodes, there's not going to be a lot of characters that heal, and even when they do, a 20% reduction is a small price to pay for a hefty 15 points being added to their Scourge run score. Hence my recommendation there, guys. And then as we scroll up, there's a bunch I skip here just because I don't see the value in them. But again, feel free to tinker around if you guys want to keep pushing your higher run scores. This is a very conservative way, so that way you can have a pretty streamlined experience with minimal impact from the Scourges. Stage Fright is another good one. When a player character gains taunt, they gain defense down. Again, there's only so many characters that you can utilize that actually have taunt. A big one for us is Hulk, but he cleanses everything too when he taunts. So I mean, that's a really good one to add in terms of 10 points and not too much benefit for the enemy. Again, we'll have supported cast around, and it's not going to be the end of the world, especially for a 10 points addition. And then, I think this is one of my last few ones, guys. Power Siphon 1, enemies gaining 5% drain. Honestly, a non-factor. And that's pretty much it. I highly would not recommend adding any of the experimental serums where, enemies can gain 10%, 30% HP, because that actually does make a significant impact for not that great of an addition to Scourge points, guys. So there you have it. I'm going to have all the links below. So again, difficulty 6, difficulty 7, as well as select nodes 5 and 10 for difficulty 8. All going to be linked below, guys, because it's just going to be a quick reference for you if you wanted to see some gameplay. But good luck in your guys' Scourge run. I hope this was able to clarify how to unlock Red Hulk immediately, as well as looking forward to the saga that's upcoming here following the running of the Scourge event. Thank you as always. Do let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.